Yo, what is happening, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good Friday. We're going to speak about what happened last night. That was crazy. So we're going to speak about that massive dump that, took out all the lows, but actually most coins kind of still holding their support. Okay, so we're going to speak about, is this going to be the bounce that, people start accumulating their bags, or do we go lower, right? And I think that's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves. Like, this was a massive flush, right? We saw over, literally 1 billion, 1 billion longs. Mainly longs getting absolutely destroyed. So over 800 million within the last 24 hours, and then shorts were only 139 million, right? So just less than a billion overall, which is kind of crazy. We haven't seen something like this in a long time. And that's what happens in the market, guys. When the market is overextended, everyone's too long, funding rates are all negative. It tends to go the opposite way. The institutions want to destroy retail. So it was obviously also due to PPI that came out, but PPI is like, compared to CPI, it doesn't really hold that much weight. So very interesting to see what happened yesterday, and it's crazy because this can happen, right? It can be so bullish, and then what actually happens, we just take out all the lows. So we're going to speak about obviously what's happening in the market. Is this the last level before we run up again? We're going to go over pretty much every altcoin in the sun. Just excuse me today, I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. I might be coughing and sneezing and stuff, but we can't really sleep when the market's like this. So we're going to speak about everything. So welcome to the live, guys. I'm doing well, thank you, and yourself. Make sure you guys do comment, do like the stream. Make sure that if you guys are looking at some altcoins, I want to go through all the alts that you guys are looking at as well, right? We want to potentially get some trades together today. So let's get straight into it. We're going to first run off with Bitcoin. I think it's important just to run and see what's happening with Bitcoin, and then we'll jump into some other charts as well throughout the session. Let me just put the music up a little bit. Yeah, we need some tracks in the background. Give me 1 second. Let me know if the music's a little bit too loud, but I do need a little bit of music to soothe the energy here, because the market did get a nice little reaction here. When you have time, can you see Algo and Doge for spot buys after yesterday's dump? Of course. We'll do that after Bitcoin. I did want to go through Dogecoin as well, so let's have a look at it. Alright, so Bitcoin came back down to our level. So guys, remember this level that we were looking at? So when Bitcoin was here, right? Do you guys remember last week? When was this? This was on Monday. So Monday, if you guys remember, I'm just gonna do the replay tool. We were saying, okay, Bitcoin can potentially bounce from this 0.5 Fibonacci level. Okay. This 0.65 Fibonacci level, which it did, but I was waiting for like that deeper retracement, which we just never got, right? And then eventually you can see how price played out here. So we took out this high over here, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. So we did take out this high. Yeah. We attempted to take out. We did actually take out these highs. So we took out the all-time, pretty much this previous high over here, and then we dumped all the way back down here. Okay. So this was showing you that it was a massive fake out here, guys. But the problem that I'm seeing right now on Bitcoin charts. Let me just remove all these things over here. The problem is we did break this previous low over here. I don't like that, right? So can you see how price was making these higher highs and higher lows, right? The problem is we broke these lows here. We broke all the support here. We even closed below these levels, which is not making me too confident that we're going to get this bounce. But we would have to go to the lower time frames to see what's happening here. But I don't like how we managed to take out this low over here, and we took out this low over here. I would assume that we should get a bounce here just because of market structure in terms of like how Bitcoin's looking on the daily time frame. But that daily candle was kind of crazy, right? We closed above this level here, literally wicked all the way, came straight back down, tapped into the zone. So essentially Bitcoin is still ranging, right? It is still ranging, but yeah, personally, like I wouldn't just go long here. The problem is the 1 hour time frame is making me super skeptical here, as we did break this previous low here. I don't like that, right? Because the problem is when we start breaking previous lows, it means that, okay, well, price potentially has momentum to come down, right? So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's the first thing I don't like for Bitcoin charts today. The second thing that I don't like is how we can't even close. Alright, so I'm just gonna draw some stuff here. So basically, we need to start getting back above this level here. I mean, if we start getting back above this level here, basically these lines are just the opening, the first 15 minutes candle of yesterday's session. Okay, so it's not like an indicator, but it shows you where price is sitting, right? You can see whenever price does break above this level, we do get that continuation to the upside. So honestly, for Bitcoin, I need to see price get above this level here today. Okay, I would want to see Bitcoin start trading above 120,100. Okay, if that could happen, then I will consider potentially going in for a long. Okay, right now there's just nothing we can do. Although we are getting this bounce off this level over here, I just can't take a long off this level. We would have to wait for 120, 100 to take out, and then we can look to target these highs over here. Okay, so what I essentially want to see here is this. Okay, I want to see price take out this level, look for longs all the way up to this level. Okay, but like I said, I don't know if this is going to happen because the lower time frames did break structure to the downside. So I'm not really confident that we're going to get this today. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, guys, trade what the chart's doing. Don't trade like out of emotion or anything like that. So right now the chart is currently just in a no trade zone for me, right? There's nothing really we can do here. So in order for me to even go long, I have to get the close above 120, 100, right? Because that is your key level. If you look to the left, it is a strong level. Okay. So basically, I want to see price get above this level. Once we get above this level, then cool, we take the longs. Okay. But until then, just not valid. Okay. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. So Bitcoin right now just really not in a trade zone right now for anything. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, we can see, okay, well, 5-minute time frame. I mean, something you could look at here is just a trend line 5-minute break here, but there's nothing crazy here. So I'd only really look at the longs today if we get that 1 hour close above this level. Okay, so 1 hour time frame needs to close above 120, 100. Then if we close above there, that's the only signal to go long. Okay, that's the only signal to go long. All right, that's Bitcoin. If you guys did just join, welcome to the YouTube channel. We're gonna go over pretty much all the altcoins after that huge dump yesterday, guys. Massive dump in the market. You can see it took out most of these tokens, except for like Hype, Arrow, and Pendle. Right, these are the only tokens that are actually holding support here. So we need to speak about what's happening. So make sure you guys do slap up the like, and also just comment your altcoins, because we're going to go over all the altcoins that you guys like. Dogecoin. So Dogecoin's still fine in my opinion, right? So like, do you guys remember how we entered that spot buy on Dogecoin a couple weeks ago? Sorry, it was last week. So basically Dogecoin is still looking absolutely juicy here. So let me just remove all these number tags over here. All right, let me just remove all these price labels here. Bang, bang, and bang. All right, so Dogecoin right now on the weekly time frame, what can you see? Okay, well, what I can see is Dogecoin, that's a perfect retest of this massive downward channel, right? So Dogecoin, to me, as long as price stays above this trend line and above this support over here, right, this green box over here, we should see continuation for Dogecoin to the upside. Okay, that is something to look at, right? I don't see Dogecoin coming back down and closing all the way back down over here. I just don't see it. That's back to July and that's back to March from 2025. It's not going to happen. Dogecoin has broken out over here. The problem is right now people have a lot of doubt, and that's what the market wants you to do, right? The market wants you to think, oh no, we got a massive dump, we're going to go lower. But like looking at this chart, I don't think that's possible for Dogecoin. Can you tell me the scenario for Dogecoin right now that we're going to come all the way back down to 0.15? I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. This is a weekly time frame chart, so it holds a lot more weight than any other charts out there, right? Compared to like the daily or the 4 hour or the 1 hour chart, right? So the higher the time frame charts, the more weight it plays, right? So the weekly time frame is showing us, okay, well, Dogecoin did break out over here, right? We broke out, came down, retested this level, and now it's just kind of consolidating within this range. Nothing really to be afraid of, right? Then if we go down to the daily time frame, we also have that, that internal trend line break of structure, or whatever, how you want to say it. We got that break of trend over here, but the problem is we couldn't break this previous high. So that's the first indication that this potentially is just going to range for the next couple of days, right? But I'm still in this trade here, right? I'm still in this spot position here for Doge. I honestly think that buying Doge over here, you have at least a 2x to the upside, right? There's nothing crazy about this dump on Dogecoin yesterday. It wasn't even that big, right? It's recovered most of it as well. Okay, it was a big dump, I guess. It was like 15%, but I don't know, when you on spot, it just like these dumps don't really do anything, like in terms of like obviously leverage trading. It's a little bit sketchy, but in terms of spot, 15% is nothing, right? It's not a big thing because we know the upside potential of Dogecoin here. So all right, so the 4 hour time frame is showing, okay, well, we obviously still be holding this level here. That's a beautiful thing that's happening right now. So Dogecoin right now is still holding this bullish fair value gap, and it's still holding the support, right? Whatever you want to say. We have like a triple bottom over here. So what needs to happen now for Dogecoin to continue going up? And that's a question you should be asking yourself, right? That's when you start going to these lower time frames, right? So I'm on the 4 hour time frame right now. So if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, we can see, okay, 1 hour time frame is looking quite nice here. We did hold this previous level over here, but the problem is we have this massive bearish fair value gap. So I can't do anything until we somehow get above this level here today. You see there's this massive imbalance. So you can see this candle right over here. Okay, I'll just show you guys something. This red candle over here. Can you see how massive and how explosive it was to the downside? So what actually happens, it creates, a lot of people missed this opportunity. A lot of people were selling here, right? But a lot of people lost all of those orders. Like it didn't get filled, right? So that is creating an inefficiency between the buyers and the sellers, and it's basically saying that, okay, well, the sellers most of them did not get filled. There is a possibility to come back to this area eventually and potentially come all the way back down, right? So is this a good area to long Dogecoin in? No, not at all. Not at all. Dogecoin needs to close above this level. Oh no, I need to keep that. 1 second. Let me just remove this. Let me just remove this. So Dogecoin needs to and has to, for me to take a long, close above this level over here today, right? We cannot, I can't take a long right now within this area. It just doesn't make sense because we know that this was a bearish push, right? Although we are holding structure, excuse me. Although we are holding structure, the problem is this is a bearish gap where a lot of sellers are sitting, right? So why would we take a long? I mean, why would we take a long within this area? It doesn't make sense. Okay, we go down to the lower time frame as well. You can see even on the 15 minutes, this gap is absolutely beautiful. We need to get above this level, guys. If somehow today Dogecoin can get above this level today, then finally we can go for a long, right? But I'm just not looking. It's not looking too great here for the market, because when we have a trend line looking like this, if we go down to the 5 minutes here, let's have a look here. I don't like how we're creating like a top out pattern over here on the 15 as well. You can see literally we can't break these highs, okay, which is something that we've just tried to do, okay. So on the 15-minute time frame, we try to break these highs, but we're actually making a lower high over here, right? And it's showing that, okay, well, potentially we want to take out these lows. We have liquidity sitting here. We can potentially get a retracement and then take the longs a little bit later on. But it's looking like we want to come down, guys, for Dogecoin on the short term, okay? The only scenario that we go long today is either we come down over here, we play the long off one of these liquidity zones, or we play the long on the breakout of 0.2369. But honestly, I'm looking to even play the short here. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't mind taking a short for Dogecoin. Back down to like this zone over here or this zone over here, and then stop loss just above the high. I think the risk to reward on this is really, really nice. So we'll have to wait for the price to close below there. Right. Do you think Bitcoin will come to 117? Yo, bruv, what's happening? ICP looks like it's huge accumulation zone before popping. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at ICP as well. Of course, we'll have a look at that. But yeah, this is something I'm looking at for Dogecoin. Remember, guys, this is only going to be valid once we close below this trend line and all of that. So I'll put an alert here just in case. But yeah, we might be able to get a trade in the live stream. We might be able to get a trade in the live streams there. It'll be interesting. All right. So let's have a look at. Someone wanted to just go over Algo, and then we'll go over ICP as well. Okay, and then we'll go back to Bitcoin. But yeah, guys, if you did join the channel, welcome to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. Let me just quickly do something. I need to just open up my Telegram. One second. Let me just open up this. Alright, okay. Let's look at Algo. I mean, Dogecoin looks like it wants to dump here, but we're going to be patient, wait for price to close below trend here. Okay, Algo. Remember, guys, trade neutrally. Whatever the chart is looking like, don't trade with emotions, right? Although you want to be bullish, the market's not really showing that right now. Only when we get candles to close. So Algo yesterday, we were looking at that long, right? And then it was a fake out. So we did get the close above. We didn't actually take this trade, but anyway, we were looking for Algo to close above this level and potentially go higher. But obviously with PPI that came out, everything kind of just got absolutely rinsed. Yeah, I mean, Algo for me, it's still like a beautiful zone for buyers, right? Like I said, anywhere within this zone over here for Algo, it's huge buy zone, right? Like, guys, just these dumps that we're getting now are really good. If you think about it, right? A lot of people will think very scary about these dumps, but you know, the market was looking super strong yesterday and it was breaking highs. Bitcoin broke 123, Ethereum almost broke all-time high, right? So it's you know, things are starting to pop off. So if you're getting scared about what's happening in the market here, just make sure every time, what I do is, right, this is something that I do. Whenever we see a massive flush like this, you know, over 1 billion, I just add, right? I literally just, I mean, I woke up this morning and I bought a little bit of spot of like all my favorite coins. And I just add to positions. You know, it's but not financial advice. Like, this is something I'm doing, but whenever I check red like this, I mean, I just start buying because I know that eventually it's going to be bought up, right? It's going to be bought up eventually, okay? So, yeah. All right, Algo, I mean, there's nothing really to do here for Algo, but basically, this is my target for Algo for like the next couple of weeks, right? So Algo, I'm looking for Algo at around about this level here, okay? This zone, bang. Algo potentially could pump from current price around about 70%. That's going to be my target for the breakout over here for Algo. Like I said, we're not really going to be looking for any futures trade over here because Algo is just stuck in a bit of a range, right? If we go down to the lower time frames, I won't even do that because if you can just look on the daily time frame, it's kind of just stuck in a range. There's just nothing really we can do here. You know, it's holding support, it's holding resistance, you know, fake out. It's stuck in the mid range, like I said, so nothing really we can do there. Okay, so Algo, more of just a spot buy right now. I do think that potentially, you know, we come down over here, but that would be crazy. But yeah, honestly, right now, just for spots, nothing else. Okay. Thoughts on Farcoin? Thoughts on okay, we're gonna do ICP and then we're gonna go through Bitcoin and then Farcoin and then Cardano as well. Okay. I think let's go through ICP first. Because ICP is like, check at this token, bro. Like, it doesn't want to break out. But I see exactly what you're saying. So I'm looking at the exact same thing, right, for ICP. I think ICP is gonna pop so hard when it breaks out of this range. This is the weekly time frame, guys. ICP is trading for literally almost a year in this sideways chop. Like, if we actually do this, right? Okay, it's not a year, but it's half a year, right? So 161 days of just pure sideways price action, right? So what does that mean? It means, well, okay, once we break out of this, it's going to explode super hard. Do you guys remember XRP? Do you guys remember, you know, any token that's been consolidating for a huge amount of time? So like, same thing, not SPX, what's it, SPK? We'll go back to ICP, but I'm just showing you guys saying, like, SPK as well. This is the bar zone that we were speaking about yesterday, right? It's in our bar zone, but the longer we consolidate, within this level here, so this is only 23 days, but what I'm saying is the longer we consolidate, the higher the push, right? So let's go back to ICP. So what I'm saying is, guys, what I'm saying is basically all you need to do is either just start accumulating spots in this level, or just wait for the break of this level, and then you go for that buy, right? Wait for the break of like $6. But I've been accumulating in this zone. I'll be honest, because I do think ICP could easily break these highs over here at $15, right? So ICP for me it's a good choice, because we're looking at like a 200 to 300% move just back up to the local highs, right? These highs were only last year. ICP did hit record numbers back in the day, but this is a huge accumulation zone. I can see exactly what you're looking at, right? This is exactly what I've been looking at as well on the stream, and I think you're the one who pointed it out the other day, right? So honestly, spot buys for me now are super valid. I don't think we break this low here. I just don't see it. I mean, maybe we come back down and retest it one more time, cool. But if we break this low, then ICP is dead. But I don't see that happening. I think we either break 6.2 or we come back down to 5.1. We can look to re-enter even a swing long, like a low leverage 3x long at that level. Alternatively, just wait for the break of 6.2. Okay. Just wait for the break of that. I'm adding also to my low leverage positions open for 3 weeks. Yeah, exactly. Guys, leverage for these low swing longs is obviously if you know how to do position size management and all that, but if you are new to trading, the leverage should be at like really low, like 2 to 3x leverage on these altcoins, right? So yeah, make sure you guys are paying attention to that. All right, let's have a look at what was the other one. Let's have a look at Altcoin. We'll go over Bitcoin quickly just to chat about the levels. We did chat about Bitcoin earlier, but let's actually have a look at the liquidation heat map here. 1 second. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. Right. Okay, so Bitcoin. Yeah, so have a look over here. I see what you're looking at. So you're looking at 117. There's over 146 million liquidations worth there. And then also above us, we have a lot. 146, we have 125, then we have 134 at 120. Okay, so looking at this, it's showing us, okay, there's two levels today, guys. There's level 1 where we come down, we take out the lows, we liquidate all these O's that are long. Literally everyone that's been long in this level, we liquidate every single one of them. And then we pump from that level, or we take out all of these shorts, and then we continue high, we get a short squeeze, or we just get a fake out. So there's actually 3 scenarios that can happen today. So for Bitcoin, 117k, the problem is with coming all the way back down there is we definitely can. And the reason why we definitely can is because of this structure, guys. I don't like the structure. I'll be honest with you. And I spoke about this just now. I was saying that, okay, well, Bitcoin, like, I just don't like how Bitcoin broke all these lows here, guys. Obviously holding this low, but the most recent low over here got broken, and this low got broken. It's not like we closed respecting this wick even, right? We literally closed the body candle closer below these lows, which is telling me that this is obviously bearish in terms of local. Okay, so there's a high possibility that we come down here, liquidate these guys again, maybe a double bottom or something like that. There is a high possibility. I'm not saying that it's not possible, right? But the problem is we can't really take this trade knowing we don't know much, right? We don't really know much about this, right? All we know that is this chart, and all we know that there's support over here, right? So why would we take a short here? Although we are looking at a short for Dogecoin, which is kind of looking juicy. We didn't get the close below though. We still have to wait for that. But we can't take a short on Bitcoin because of Dogecoin. You know what I mean? Because Dogecoin is looking bearish and it's looking like it wants to close below, we can't do that, right? Trade the chart how it is. That's what I've always done, guys. Don't put charts together and start correlating things. Although you can with USDC dominance, and back in the day you used to do it with the dollar index, but some tokens just move differently nowadays. Like they move on their own, right? They have their own communities, they have their own whales, they have their own. There's a whole bunch of things that are involved, right? So trade a chart how it looks based on itself, right? Don't trade a chart based on Ethereum or Bitcoin. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you with that. But yeah, like I said, guys, I think it's possible. It is very possible. We take out these lows again, right? Which would be crazy, right? We have, it's right over here. It wants to take out these lows. So everyone's putting their stop losses here, right? Everyone's putting their stop losses here. I mean, that is potentially a level where we can look for a long. That is a level that we can look for a long. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Like I said, the alternative scenario is waiting for price to close above 120, 100. And that would also confirm. Have a look over here. Can you see how these levels correlate with one another, right? So our level that we drew today is 120,100. And I didn't even know that before looking at this. And you can see the liquidation is at 120,089. I'm off by $10, right? So I need price to clear this level. We take out that level. And then we look for the longs back up to 123. Alternatively, we just play the long off this level over here. But we're in no man's land right now. Okay. We're in no man's land right now. Yeah. So that's something I'm looking at for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's, I don't know, it's looking a little bit weak there. But let's have a look at Ethereum quickly, because Ethereum is looking strong compared to Bitcoin. So that's exactly right, bro. So let's have a look at ETH. Do you guys remember last week? ETH obviously we're trading below here, and then we're waiting for that candle to. I was waiting for that retest of this 4,332 level. This candle didn't really make it. Didn't make it to our entry, and then it just absolutely exploded. But right now, ETH's still looking. It's, to be honest with you, it's looking stronger, but it's still looking a little bit weak here. Honestly, what has to happen here is we have to take out this level here, straight up, right? We straight up have to take out this level. Let me draw it in for you guys so you can see it. We're just going to draw that there. Okay, so this is the clear level that price needs to close above today. If we stay below this level today for Ethereum, then we come down. If we stay below this level here for Ethereum today, then we come down, right? But if we close above 4,700, then we look for longs for Ethereum, right? That is the only two scenario, right? I'm only going to take a long for Ethereum if we close above this level here for on the 15-minute time frame. Okay. I'm not going to take a long at this current level, because this is a possibility that we come down. The reason why I say that is the same thing with Bitcoin, right? So we had basically this trend line structure, right? Prices coming up, and then what actually happened? We start breaking lows. Then price comes up, retraces into a bearish fair value gap, and then we come all the way back down to retest these lows. That is a scenario that can happen, right? That is something that is called market structure, right? So the only scenario that I can really do today for Ethereum is just look for longs of 4,700, because it is the most bullish chart out there right now. It's probably the most bullish chart out there right now. So I don't really want to take shorts on Ethereum because of that fact alone, right? But it looks like Dogecoin is coming down, bro. Yo, that gave me a fright. I've got headphones on, and we have to wait for the 15-minute close though. But yeah, this is the idea. Take out this low over here, take out this low over here, and then potentially play along off this level here. That's something that could definitely happen for Dogecoin, right? We'll have to wait and see here on the 15-minute close. So we've got another 7 minutes here for Dogecoin, but taking the short here could be the plan, right? Taking the short here, look to take a short back down to this level over here, look to potentially this level here, and then if we do take out that low, we can't even look for a long at that level. So that's something I'm looking at. Okay. Can you look at Link? Sure. Let's have a look at Link. Can you look at Rose? Of course. Oh, Fartcoin as well. Fartcoin we have, and Cardano. Let's have a look at everything here. So let's have a look at Fartcoin quickly, because but guys, I'm looking at this trade here, looking to short Dogecoin, but only if we get a 15-minute close. Can you see it's not valid yet, guys? It's still not valid because the previous 15-minute candle close is respecting, right? And I think this is see on the 5 minute, this is just looking like a fake down, right? A fake out to the downside. Sorry, not a fake down. So yeah, don't jump into a trade preemptively, right? Wait for price to close. So what are we looking at? We're looking at Fartcoin. Let's have a look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin's been kind of bullish recently. Obviously, took a smack last night, but can you see how we didn't close above that level yesterday, guys? It was a beautiful, yeah. Have a look at that. So basically, I was waiting for price to close above 1.1426. We didn't close above the zone, so the longs just weren't valid. Rejection zone to its finest, right? So basically, until then, I'm not really interested in Fartcoin, because what can we do here for Fartcoin? I mean, if we go down to the lower time frames, like the 4 hour, let's have a look. The 4 hour time frame, it's just, yeah, it's a bit of a no man's land. For me, just wait for price to close daily time frames above 1.14. Alternatively, I'm still waiting for these entries a little bit lower here though, like 0.7. This candle here is making me suggest that maybe we come down lower, you know. So I'm not counting out the fact that we can't come down lower, guys. I'll be honest with you. Like, we can definitely come down lower, which is why I'm very neutral on today's price action, right? I'm looking for shorts, but I'm also looking for longs. I'm trying to play both levels, right? So if price were to close above 1.14 today, then we can play the long to like these levels here. But you know, we still have a little bit more downside here for this token. Let's have a look at Cardano, guys. Cardano is very, very interesting. I want to show you something. So guys, this is the Telegram group that most of you guys are in. If you guys aren't in this group, just make sure there's a link in the description. There's also links to join an exchange. You have to join an exchange in the description in order to join this group. So make sure you guys do that. But essentially, last week I was talking about Cardano. Have a look here. Just give it a second. I just need to find it. Sorry, I do apologize. The mic might be quite loud, and when I do, my nose is very, very blocked today. Just one second. I'm trying to find the Cardano setup from last week, just to show you guys what we're looking at. Where's this? Where is this thing? I can't find it, but oh, here we go. Okay, so guys, we were speaking about this at 0.82, and we're saying that Cardano, one of the biggest bull flags you've seen in your history of bull flags, right? Cardano is created, and we've broken out yesterday. 2 days ago, we broke out. So what tends to happen when we break out of such a huge consolidation downwards? We tend to pump hard. I think Cardano is the next coin that's going to pump super, super hard. Short-term resistance is 1.17, major resistance 1.19, right? Sorry, 1.998. That is your key level. Honestly, guys, Cardano broke out. We were speaking about it here. Broke out, got the pump. I mean, this thing's it's about to pop off. I'll be honest with you. I think longing Cardano here on like a 2 to 3x leverage. Stop loss just below these lows. You can't really go wrong. I'll be honest with you. You can't really go wrong. I think Cardano is the next player. We have a huge pump loading here. This is the biggest bull flag you've ever seen in your history of bull flags. I'm not trying to hype this token up too much, but like seeing a token like this is, you know, you're looking at 100% move to the upside, guys. So if you put a 3x on this, is at 300% to the upside, where your stop loss, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Stop loss is going to be just below here, right? It's only a 13% stop loss, so you're only risking 13% on this trade for 100%. So what is that? The risk to reward on that is crazy. It's like almost 1:10. Okay, it's just less, like 1:9.2, something like that. Maybe my math is wrong, but it's something between those numbers. So I think the risk to reward on this trade is super, super good. You know, I've been buying Cardano even at these levels over here, but you know, we've got a confirmed breakout. Your targets are just beautiful, yeah. So it's up to you guys if you want to take this trade, but this is something that this is more of a swing, low leverage spot opportunity. If you want to get a 100% trade, this is something to look at, and it's one of the only coins that are actually looking super bullish right now, so, except for Ethereum, right? So Cardano is one of the only coins right now that can potentially pop off when the market goes sideways, right? This is the token that you can't really ignore right now, I'll be honest with you. So don't sleep on Cardano, okay? Don't sleep on Cardano. Could you look at Link? Yeah, sure. XRP, I'm long at 3.6 underwater now. Let's have a look at XRP quickly, because I know there was a long position that people were looking at, but XRP. Let's have a look at this little bitch. There we go. So XRP, do you guys remember that trade yesterday? It actually kind of played out. Do you guys remember we were waiting for that breakout? We got the breakout, came back down, retested our level, and then pumped super hard. Like we would have taken profits all the way up here. But 3.16 is your entry. Okay, I mean right now the problem is we are still holding this previous high, right? So what needs to happen here is this is something that a lot of traders miss, and the reason why. So essentially we have like a bit of a oh, sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. We have a bit of a resistance over here, right? So you are underwater now, right? But in terms of structure, this is looking like it does want to continue higher. I'll be honest with you. We have this low being a hold right now. Sorry, I need some water quickly. One second. Yeah, my throat's so sore today. But anyway, so basically what you want to do here is you want to see price take out 3.14, right? 3.14 is the key level. If we close above this level here on the 15-minute time frame, remember 15-minute time frame, then we can actually look for a long to back up to these highs. So I'm actually considering that today. If we close above this previous high, we can look for a potential scalp back up to 3.24, and our stop loss will be just below there. Beautiful. One is to risk to reward, looking super sexy. So I think you're okay for now. To answer your question, I think you're okay for now. But if we start closing back below like this level here, no, actually, if we start closing below 3.09, then I would close the position, because we most probably going to test the lows. Okay, so just watch your position quite firmly. So what I'll do if I was you, I'll put your stop loss at 3.0. What I'll do is I'll 3.089, 3.08886. Sorry, whenever I speak, it just comes out. All right, so that's the entry. Okay. Can you look at LTC? Yeah, sure. I'm actually gonna put an alert here because I don't want to miss this trade here for XRP. I think XRP can get a nice reaction here. Because you know what the problem is right now. I'll go over LTC now, but the problem is right now when the market's all red like this, guys. When the market's all red like this, what tends to happen? A lot of people are selling at a loss, right? A lot of people like us, we retail, right? We don't really hold that much weight. I mean, unless you have millions of dollars and trading with millions of dollars, we don't really hold anything, right? I mean, if you're trading with thousands of dollars, that means absolutely nothing in the market, right? So we are retail. We are retail traders that potentially are here in the market just to get rinsed, right? But if we know how to manage our risk and we know how to take advantage of these opportunities, then we can definitely make the most of it. Like a lot of people are selling at a loss here, but we know that, okay, all of these people here that are getting absolutely rinsed, we're going to make money when we start closing back above these key zones, which is why we draw these zones in and we wait for these setups to occur, right? So you don't want to be selling at a loss here, especially on spot. This is just to trap you guys. It's all a trap. So just don't get too emotional. I know it's super stressful when we see a massive flush out like this, but I mean, it's not even that bad. It's not even that bad. Okay, we go over Litecoin now. Okay, let's go over Litecoin. Let's have a look at Litecoin. If you guys could slap up the likes, we'll try to get to 20 likes. Yesterday we somehow got to 30, I think, which is crazy. So Litecoin, guys, Litecoin didn't hit our level. Excuse me. Yeah, Litecoin didn't hit our level. I was waiting for Litecoin to hit 136, but it looks like we just created like a triple top over here. This was our like potential trade that we were looking at on Monday, right? We're waiting for price to close above. Boom, look for longs to 136. We would have taken profits here though, and then stop loss would have been an entry by then. But let's have a look at Litecoin here. Let's have a look at Litecoin. Litecoin got kind of smacked here, I'll be honest. Let's have a look at the daily time frame. Let's have a look at the daily time frame. So if we look at the daily time frame, yeah, the problem is for Litecoin, it just doesn't want to break out of this huge consolidation level, right? If we look at the weekly, Litecoin still has 296 to take out. We still have that 400 level. You know, we still have so much upside for Litecoin. So yeah. But the problem is right now, it's just, we stuck below this level here. We are stuck below this level. We need price to take out this level. Bang. If we can take out this level at around about like 136, then we can potentially look for those longs to upside, right? But let's look at the lower time frames because that's more of like a weekly outlook. But yeah, okay. So we do have a trend line over here that needs to hold on the 4-hour time frame. Beautiful. Okay. If Litecoin can hold this level here, boo, we can literally look for some longs. So I don't know what I just said there, but we can definitely look for some longs off this level. So if we go to the 4-hour time frame and the 15, this is the level right over here. So can you see how price is getting rejected from where? If you look at this structure right now, where is price getting rejected the most from? If you guys can tell me. It's somewhere within here, right? Somewhere within here. And why is that? Well, we have a bearish gap over here. We have resistance slash whatever you want to call it, but I like to just say it's a bearish fair value gap sitting at that zone. So what I need to see here, this is what's been pushing price down, right? This is what's been pushing price down. If we do extend this as well, we can see that there is internal like resistance as well within the zone over here as well, right over here. Internal resistance within that level. So in order for me to go long on Litecoin, it's just simple, right? Wait for price to close above this level. I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but it's always important to wait for candles to close. Although we are at support, there is a high possibility that price can come down because we broke these lows. You know, this looking like a potential double top, this looking like a fake out, however you want to say it. There's a lot of things that price can definitely come down and reset back down to 113. So I can't take it long just based on the trend line. We need more confirmation in order to take this long, right? So wait for price to close above 123 and then we go long. Okay. Just be patient. Put these in. I'm gonna LTC long from 114.5x. Do you think I am safe? Yeah, I do think you're safe, I'll be honest. But the problem is I don't like this trend line here because if we break below here, I think the max we come down here. The problem is we haven't retested this 113 level here. Can you see that? So we had that massive breakout. We haven't once retested this level here. We could even just reset the whole chart back down to 113. I mean, if we do come there, then I would obviously play along. I'll play along with this level. But if so you long on Litecoin from 114, okay, which is a good entry. I'll be honest with you, what a beautiful entry that you've got there. Just put your stop loss below like 109. But the problem is, guys, if we do break below this trend line, we could see a massive sell-off here. I'll be honest with you. Okay. If we do break this trend line, we could see a massive sell-off. The problem is we're getting rejected from this massive internal resistance over here slash bearish fair value gap, whatever you want to say, is making me a little bit skeptical right now, which is why I'm waiting for candles to close. We need a bit more price action, but yeah, I don't like the structure here. We need to hold this trend line, unless we don't. If we lose this level here, then we're definitely we're gonna come down. Okay, so we need to hold this level. That's the first thing. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at for the day, guys. We're probably not going to get that many setups today, I'll be honest with you, because market's just looking like it wants to go sideways. AVAX kind of pumping today. We'll look at maybe some longs on AVAX today. Zora. So, this is the one token I'm looking at today, guys. So Zora, I want to quickly speak about this. I want to speak about this quickly. So basically for Zora, I honestly think that we're in a good position here. Okay, if Zora comes down and hits our zone 0.0966, right? If we tap the zone, I'm going long, guys, straight away. Stop loss below the level. Also, if we break above this trend, I will go long. So I'm gonna be posting this in the Telegram group, guys. So this was the trade yesterday, TIA. I'll go over that trade quickly, but it was a bit frustrating. We got a massive push, literally almost at TP1, and then we came all the way back down to break even. And then this was that other pump trade we took during the week as well. This was on the 12th. So if you guys want to get these signals, if you want to join the group, all the links are in the description. You have to use one of the links, and then yeah, just join up. It'll be very nice to have you guys there. But yeah, basically Zora is looking good here, guys. We can't really sleep on this token here. If we do get a push down to this level here, bang. We going long here. So Zora is one of those tokens that we should be looking at here. Okay. And yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm probably gonna head off here. I need to go blow my nose. Yeah, it's starting to come down now. But I appreciate everyone for joining me today. I appreciate everyone for being here. Sorry about me being sick, and I will try to get better. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for joining in. It's been a good stream. It was a bit short, only around about 50 minutes. But I appreciate all of you guys for always joining in. It's building up this community here. So if you guys did enjoy, that would be amazing to just slap up the like button. And yeah, also we have a group where everything's pretty much just given to you, and we also have we always chat about the market every single day. So if this interests you, if that's something you want to do,